Okay, good morning, grade sevens and eights. I apologize for not having the answers from last week's work. They are here now. I encourage you to go through and check each of these answers. Now, you'll notice that I actually wrote out the words of the question before answering it. So, for question one, in the textbook, it said a number increased by 5, and then I wrote the equal sign, and then I wrote x plus 5. So I did that for each question to get maximum value out of the material on this one. There's one that I wanted to point out to you. Look at number 7 here. When it says a number subtracted from 9, the word from is very tricky. What that does, that word flips the order of the sentence. So normally you would read a number subtracted and you would go x, subtract. But because we have the word from, we start with 9 and then we subtract that number from 9. So the answer would be 9 subtract m. Okay? And that comes up a few times. So for number 14, again, here we have 7 subtract x. It's a number subtracted from 7. And then for 17, it was presented like this, and then I wrote out 3 subtracted from, which flips the order, a number divided by 2. So we begin with the number divided by 2, and then we subtract that from 3. Okay? And that, I think, is the important parts of that homework. So then we come to solving equations by subtraction. So this work, I didn't give you guys the lesson on, but I'm hoping that the supply teacher told you what I wanted, which was that I wanted you to have 3 lines of math for each of these problems. The first one, you're copying out the question exactly. The second one, you're showing the subtraction that you're putting on both sides of the equation. And then the last thing shows the answer. When we put a subtract 5 in, say, example 1 here, when we put a subtract 5 on both sides, the equation remains equal. Remember what the equal sign does. The equal sign is showing you that on both sides of the equation, the value is the same. In one situation, they're saying 11. In the other situation, they're saying x plus 5. But those values are equal to each other, and that's why we are able to put that equal sign in between. When I show the subtraction on both sides, my equation is still equal. Okay, I'm doing the same thing to both sides, and that's very, very important. You can't do one thing to the one side and not do the same thing to the other, because then the equation's not equal anymore. If I put just to add on a 3 over here, but I don't do anything on the other side, now it's not equal anymore. The one side has 3 extra. So you have to make sure that you're always, always, always doing the same thing to both sides, okay? So this middle line is very, very important. And I don't know if the teacher that you had yesterday, if he had you do the entire page or just part of the page. So I put the answers to the entire page up. However, if you didn't do the entire page, you only did a part that he asked you to do, then that's also fine with me. But I'm going to go through all of it now since I'm here and we're doing this. So when you take a look at question 5 and question 6, they are opposite to the way that question 3 and question 4 are written out. Question 3 has z plus 2 on the left side and then the number on the right. Question 5 has the number on the left and then the y plus 7 on the right. You know what? You just have to treat the question the way you find it. You don't try to flip-flop things around. When you see something on the left, it remains on the left. When you see something on the right, it remains on the right. Regardless of that, you're just going to do your subtract 7 to both sides and then find out your answer, okay? And 25 equals y is perfectly fine. It doesn't have to be y equals 25. It can be the opposite direction. Because it's equal, it doesn't matter what you put on the left or the right. But if the question is given to you in this manner, you want to answer it in that manner because that's good form, okay? So going along here, the questions are all kind of following the same pattern. We always have the question copied out perfectly at the start. We always have the minuses to both sides, and then we have the answer. When we get further along, they're decimals. It changes nothing, okay? It changes nothing. It's still just the decimal answer. You'll be able to look at this on your own. I'm thinking I'm going to run out of time here. For question 30 to 33, these are integers. We haven't done it yet. The answers are negative numbers. And if you didn't understand how to do that, don't panic because I haven't yet taught you integers, okay? So that is still up and coming.